Hello my dear students. As you all know, we have been discussing Girish Karnad's famous play Tughlaq, and this video is about scene 9 of the play. In scene 8, we witnessed a different Tughlaq. The scene had shifted to Daulatabad from Delhi, and Tughlaq, who was very optimistic about his empire, who was very optimistic about doing good for his people, he is a slightly different person now, 5 years later now that he's in Daulatabad, and he can see that his people are not happy with him, his policies are not working, and nobody likes him in his empire. There are very few people that he can trust, there are very few well-wishers that he has. So it was a different Tughlaq that we saw in scene 8. Scene 9 is completely different in tone, and this scene is highly satiric. We meet Aziz and Azam once again. So Aziz and Azam, these are two characters who are very important, particularly Aziz, and we saw that, we saw less of them in the first half of the play, but the later half, the second half of the play is all about Aziz and how he maneuvers Tughlaq's orders, his commands, and how for his own benefit, and how he mints money, and then he has big ambitions. He knows that he discovers this great world of politics where he can fool people and then he can gain power by his tactics. So we have Aziz and Azam here, and when we met them last in scene number 7, and there they were particularly Aziz, he was being cruel to people. He did not let that woman go to a doctor with her son, and that son died. So Aziz is, he's accepting bribes, and he's a completely corrupt official in Tughlaq's office. So now in this scene, when this scene opens, we find Aziz and Azam, they are somewhere in a hideout in the hills. That is, they are hiding somewhere in the hills, and they are waiting for someone. They are waiting for a man called Karim to Aziz sent this man Karim to bring someone or something. We don't know yet. And they are lying there in this hideout, and they are having a very close heart-to-heart conversation. And Azam is the simpler one of the two. He is rather a simpleton. He is a pickpocket, he is a thief, but still he is, he is not cruel as such. Aziz is cruel, and Aziz is the more intelligent of the two. Azam is simple, he knows that he can steal, and he picks people's pockets, and he is happy with whatever money he is making. So Azam, he complains to Aziz, and he says that I really pine for a simple life. I really crave for a life of simplicity because I do not like this life of deceit and robbery. We are robbing people, we are killing people, and we are deceiving people. I do not like this kind of life. Though I am a thief, but I just pick people's pockets. I am a small thief, and I like that kind of life. And then he also says that why aren't we like other people? Why can't we have a nice home? We can till a farm and live happily. He wants to have a simple, nice life. Even he wants to give up this act of pickpocketing, because he feels that this is not normal. This is not a simple life. They are always at risk of being caught. So he says that I want to live a very simple life. And Aziz says, why don't you go and commit suicide? And just to add a comic touch to it, Azam says that yes, I did try it once. I went to commit suicide, but I dived into water, I dived into a river, but the water was so cold that I was animated. I felt energetic, I had a good swim, I came out and I went home. So even suicide did not work for me. And then Aziz says that you want to live happily, but how many happy people have you ever met in your life? And he says that if you want people to think good about you, then you must commit a crime at least once in your lifetime. Why is that so? Because he says that when you commit a crime, only then people recognize your virtues, only then people recognize how good a man you were. So you're a simple man, virtuous man, then you go and steal something. then people would say that he was a very nice man, but see what has become to him. So they will recognize your virtue, they will recognize the quality of being good that you had earlier. And then when you have, when you have stolen something, then you maybe kill somebody, and then people would say that he was just a thief, but see what has he done, he has become a murderer. And then when you murder someone, you go and you rape someone, and then people will see that he was just a harmless murderer. At least he was not doing something as horrible as a rape. So you commit heinous crimes, and you become worse from bad. Only then people will recognize your worth, they will recognize your virtues, whatever virtues you have. And then Azam says that, okay, so you're talking about rape, so will you, we have killed people, we have stolen, we are thieves, and we have killed people also. So only what is left for us to do now to be recognized as good people, that we should go and rape someone. So Aziz, will you go now and rape someone? And Aziz says, no, not now, I'm in no hurry. Why? Because he says, what's the point in raping for sheer lust? This is such a scathing satire on the present times also. Girish Karnad wrote it for the decade of 60s, but we can relate it to the present circumstances also, and it is such a pungent, scathing satire on the situation in present day world. He says, what's the point in raping for sheer lust? That's a mug's game. First, one must have power, the authority to rape, then everything takes on meaning. So you must be so powerful that even when you rape someone, even when you commit such a heinous crime as rape, people will forgive you. So if when you are powerful and then you commit that crime, then everything takes on meaning. So I am waiting to acquire power. Maybe I'll rape somebody someday, but I am waiting to acquire power. There is no fun in raping anyone for sheer lust. Then he says that I want, Azam says that, okay, so you want to have power. Do you want to become a sultan? Do you want to, why are you so ambitious, Aziz? We are having a good life. So you want to acquire power. Does that mean that you want to become sultan? So he says, not exactly sultan, but even if I want to become a sultan, that would be because there is a lot of fun in robbing a person and then stay there to punish him for getting robbed. Because this is what kings do, this is what emperors do, that they rob people and then they punish them for getting robbed. So they rob people, they commit some crime, and then they punish those people on whom the crime is inflicted. So yes, I want to acquire power, I am hungry for power, and maybe one day, who knows, someday I might become the king, I might have that kind of a power. And then they are having fun, they are having this banter, and Azam says, okay, when you become the king, when you become sultan, then will you allow me in your court? And Aziz says, yes, you are very stupid, Azam, and because you are stupid, you will make a good nobleman, you will make a good Amir. So again, satiric tone, again a very pungent satire, and he says that because you are stupid, all the Amirs in the court of the king, in the court of the emperor, they are stupid people. So since you are stupid, then you will be, you will be fit to become an Amir. And Azam says, no, I don't want to be an Amir. Why would I don't know anything other than stealing. So if I become an Amir, since I am a thief, and if I become an Amir, then I will be a court thief. And Aziz laughs. He says, a court thief. I had never thought of that. It opens all sorts of possibilities. Yes, again satiric. So he says, a court thief. This is such a new idea. Why did I not think of it? And it opens all sort of possibilities. Yes. What are those Amirs doing? What is the king doing? They are robbing us. So this phrase, this idea of being a court thief, this is such a unique idea. And then they are having this conversation, and Kareem comes. They were waiting for Kareem, as I told you, and there is a man that he brings, and he is all tied up in a sack. So Aziz opens that sack and he looks at the man, and he says, "My God, I'll kill that ass Kareem. He has brought the wrong man." Now we have to be very clear from this point onwards that whatever Aziz says now, it is a trap. They have brought a man, and Aziz wants to be sure of the identity of the man. So he knows that this is the man that he wanted, but still, just to be sure that he is that man, just to be sure of that, he is, he's pretending as if he has not recognized him. So this man will reveal his identity himself, so that Aziz will be sure, so that Aziz will know that they have got the right man. So this is all a trap. Whatever Aziz says from now onwards, it is all a trap. So there is this man, there is this old man, and they bring him out of the sack, and Aziz says, Kareem has brought the wrong man. Now, so this man comes out, and this man talks about himself, and he says that you will be severely punished. You don't know who I am. You have got the wrong man. You don't know who I am. I am the Sultan's special guest. So once I reach the palace, once I reach Daulatabad, and once I meet the Sultan, I will see to it that both of you are punished. And Aziz, he pretends as if he's frightened. So he lies flat on the floor before him. He pays respect to him, and he says that we are very sorry, we did not recognize you. Now, who is this man? This man is Ghiyasuddin Abbasid. I hope you remember this name. We have not met him in the play before, but his name was mentioned in scene 6. Scene 6, I hope you remember, that is one of the darkest scenes in the play. A lot of blood, a lot of murders. So, towards the end of the scene, Najib, who was the minister for Tughlaq, so he told Tughlaq that instead of banning prayers completely, we will tell it to people that we will resume prayers when Ghiyasuddin Abbasid comes. He is coming from a far off country, so when he comes, then we will resume prayers. So he is that holy man that the Sultan had invited at that time. That is 5 years before. It took him 5 years from Arabia to come here to India. So Aziz is, trying more and more to get him talking, so that he reveals his identity, and so that he reveals whether the Sultan recognizes him or not. So he says, Aziz says, "But haven't you been here before, your worship? Haven't you seen the Sultan?" So he's trying to be sure that the Sultan does not know Ghiyasuddin Abbasid, and Ghiyasuddin Abbasid also does not know who the Sultan is. So he asks, "Haven't the Sultan ever seen you before?" And Ghiyasuddin Abbasid says, "No, the Sultan has not seen me before. I have been traveling for all these years, and this place, the people here, they are so shrewd that it has been a very difficult journey for me. I have been saving myself from robbers. I have been saving myself from all these people." And then Aziz says, "How will the Sultan recognize you? How will the Sultan know that you are that person?" And Ghiyasuddin Abbasid, he reveals all his plans. So he says, "You don't need to worry. I've got the Sultan's letters with me, and the ring he sent as a mark of recognition. So I have letters written by Sultan to me as a proof that I am Ghiyasuddin Abbasid, and I have this ring that Sultan sent me. This ring is not very expensive. There are not very precious stones on this ring, but it was done on purpose by Sultan so that it does not attract attention. It is a very simple, ordinary ring that the Sultan sent me, but he did it on purpose so that when I am traveling, not many people are attracted towards the ring and they try to rob me. So I have this ring and I have these letters with me." And he reveals all his plans. The Sultan does not know me. I do not know Sultan. I do not know anybody here. So Aziz asks him again, "Do you not have any friends here?" And he says, "Nobody. I have no friends. I have no relatives. I have come here just to see the Sultan on his invitation." So Now, Aziz asked him, but your worship has no friends or acquaintances in Daulatabad. I mean, he's trying to be sure that this man does not know anybody, and there is nobody in the entire empire who knows him. So that he has this very, very devilish plan in his head, and what is that plan we'll see shortly. And when he has revealed everything, Aziz says, "Caught him Azam. He fell into my trap like a mouse." So he uses the simile. He says, "I have got him Azam. He has fell into my trap." It was all a trap. We got him kidnapped, but this whole conversation was a trap. And now we know that this man is all alone. If we murder him now, nobody will ever know that we murdered him. Nobody will ever know who was Ghiyasuddin Abbasid, and if something happens to him, nobody is going to care. So Aziz, now this is the plan of Aziz. Ghiyasuddin Abbasid says, okay, you leave me. I mean, I will give you everything. Once you let me reach Daulatabad, then I will ask Sultan to give you all the money. But please do not do any harm to me. Do not cause any harm to me. And Aziz says, "I'm not going with you. Don't worry, I'm not going with you. I'm going in your place." So this is the plan that Aziz has. He says that I will go as Ghiyasuddin Abbasid. That is why he wanted to be so sure of the fact that Ghiyasuddin Abbasid does not know anybody in India, and in this entire empire nobody knows him. So he has come from Arabia. He has come from Saudi Arab, and nobody, not even a single soul, knows him. So even if Aziz goes as Ghiyasuddin Abbasid, nobody will ever know. He will have all the royal attention. He will have all the gifts that Sultan will give him. He will be a rich man, and Sultan will listen to him. So Ghiyasuddin Abbasid, that is Aziz as Ghiyasuddin Abbasid, he will have all the power that he wanted. Now he begs. Ghiyasuddin Abbasid begs. And he says, "Please do not kill me. I will do whatever you want me to do." And this was too true. I mean, this was too good to be true. I knew right from the beginning. I knew. See, I have been a poor man all my life. From nowhere I got this letter, and I got this letter that the Sultan has invited me to come to India. But this was too true to be good. Right from the beginning, I had this suspicion that I will not make it to the Sultan. I will not be able to reach the Sultan, and this is almost an illusion that I am following. Please do not kill me. Now Aziz says, Azam also begs that please Aziz, do not kill him, do not murder him. Why? What will you get out of all these murders? Why are you so cruel? And Aziz says nobody will bother about him. See, Sultan has picked up this rat from the gutters for some good of his own, for some game of his own. So it is, see, Sultan is playing games with his people. He has picked up this man just because he has his own plans. So who will worry about this fool when people are dying without food in Daulatabad? Religion being used by politicians for their own purpose. So he says, again, this is a satire, and he says, who will worry about him? People are dying without food in Daulatabad. As I told you, that gap between what the Sultan wants to do and what people really want. So people want food. They do not want religion. They do not want religious leaders like Ghiyasuddin Abbasid. Nobody will know about him, and nobody will bother about him. And the Sultan has also picked him up because he has some plans of his own. So he is using this man for his own politics. I will use him for my own benefit. This is as simple as that. And Ghiyasuddin Abbasid, he pushes Aziz and Azam aside, and he runs away. I'm sorry, he does not push Aziz and Azam, he pushes only Aziz, and he runs away, and Azam is already outside the tent. And then there is a scream. Azam gets hold of him. There is a scream and then silence. That is, Azam gets hold of him, and both of them, Aziz and Azam, they kill him. And Azam comes in running. He is covered with blood. He is sweating, trembling and weeping. Azam did not want to do this. He is not as cold-blooded a murderer, as corrupt and as barbarous as Aziz is. Aziz has his own plans. He has a very big plan for himself. But Azam is a simple man. He did not want to kill him. But still, when he was running, when Ghiyasuddin Abbasid was running, Azam got hold of him. Aziz and Azam, both of them, they kill him. So now Aziz comes back on the stage. He's sweating, trembling and weeping. Why is he weeping? Because he is feeling guilty. He did not like the idea that he actually helped Aziz in murdering a religious leader. Now after a while, Aziz also comes in with Ghiyasuddin's turban on his head. So they have murdered him and Aziz has Ghiyasuddin's turban on his head. Now Azam is really upset and he says, why did you have to do this? Please, can you explain it to me? Why did you have to do this? And Aziz, he starts dancing and he says, laugh, you fool, laugh, celebrate. What are you crying for? We did not know him. What are you crying for? What did we lose? And just imagine how much are we going to gain out of this murder. So look at the palace doors. They are opening for us. Dance, dance. The palace doors are opening for us. It is a time for us to dance. We will be in the palace. We will be royal guests of the Sultan. And just imagine how much influence we will have on the Sultan, how much power we will have on the Sultan. There is no need to cry. And Azam also starts dancing. They are laughing, they are dancing like lunatics, like very cruel lunatics. So this is all that scene 9 has for you. This scene is extremely important because of the satiric tone of the scene. There is a lot of satire in the scene. I recommend that you read it line by line so that you will understand. Aziz has got such a clear picture of what's happening in the empire. He is the only man who understands the whole charade that is going on in the name of governance, but he does not try to improve things. He is using all the mistakes of the Sultan for his own benefit, and now he will go into the palace as Ghiyasuddin Abbasid. So this is all for the scene. Thank you.